pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Board of Adjustments is a 9-member board, and we're appointed by the City Council and serve on a voluntary basis without compensation. Our procedure for conducting business is I'll call the name of the petitioner. If you would please come to the podium, speak clearly into the mic, and be prepared to answer any questions that any board member may have. Once we receive public testimony on a particular item, the members of the board will deliberate. We will render our decision. I'll remind the members, if you have a personal or a financial interest in any particular item, you're required to recuse yourself from voting. Any testimony that's submitted by the petitioner on behalf of the petitioner during the presentation of the agenda item will be binding as to any decision the board makes relative to the motion. I'll remind the members of the board that if a motion is made to deny a reason or to deny an item, a reason must be given. At this time, I'll introduce the members of the board that are here tonight. At this time, Mr. Barry Wilson, Mr. Quentin Burke, Mr. Barry Robinson, I'm sorry, Barry, Mr. Bart Prince, Mr. Pickett Reese, and I'm John Stanley, your chairman. We have 5. We can start the meeting. It takes 5 votes to approve a motion. We've got at least one more member that's held up in traffic right now. So if you feel as though just having 5 members to vote on your particular item might adversely affect the outcome, you can delay your item until later in the meeting, or you can delay it till the next meeting. So if you'd like to do that, just let me know. Our land use staff that's here tonight is Mr. Warren Adams, who's our land use control administrator, Ms. Tanya Ingham, and Ms. Andrea Spriggs, our recording secretary. Any questions? First item on the agenda tonight has been delayed. It is an item presented by David Lee Nystrom requesting a variance to store a recreational vehicle in the front of the dwelling located at 3626 South Georgetown Drive. Been delayed. Second item on the agenda is presented by Hyun Lee. Mr. Lee, you here? You can come forward. Requesting a special exception for living quarters and plumbing in an accessory structure located at 81 Watson Circle in an R100 zoning district.
Right.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
Yep.
Please state your name and your address, please, sir.
My name is Hyun Lee.
You're going to have to pull that mic down so we can hear you plainly and clearly. Thank you.
My name is Hyun Lee. I think I have some mistake when I talk about my issue. So I have total 3 buildings. One is main house, very, very small, but other is a very tiny house. There is also a living house, but the other is storage, just storage building.
Storage building.
Yeah, storage building.
Okay.
But actually, I talked about on the very tiny house. Actually, the tiny when I try to move from urban to here, at that time, the roof has been broken, and the water leak was also happened, and also snake living there. So I just removed the. I got remove all the roof manually for 1 week, and then I just put a roof, just put roof.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
then.
Well, I believe what you want to do, if I might state while you're here, you want to maintain that existing building, and you want to maintain the plumbing that's in there, right?
The tiny house is already installed plumbing and septic and electric as well.
Right,
So,
you want to what you're here for is to obtain a special exception to use the building for living quarters and as an accessory structure and plumbing, okay? Correct?
right.
That's why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you do to the roof and the electrical, that's up to you. But you're asking for a special exception to use it as living quarters and to have plumbing there, okay? So I've got some questions for you.
Yeah.
If we were to approve this, would you agree for the accessory structure to be used for family use only?
No, I'm gonna use just the guest house.
Well, guest house? Are you gonna?
Just when my children be at my home at that time, they just stay some few days or
Your family?
yeah, family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would you agree to limit it to family use only? Okay? And agree not to rent it. You're not going to rent it out. Okay? And if you were to expand it, you'd have to come back to the board for future expansion.
No, I have no plan.
Okay, you have no plans?
Yeah, I have no
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, the things that I am bringing to your attention are what we customarily look for and ask for and make it a condition of our approval.
Okay.
Okay? So this is not an exception as far as the way we handle these things. But you would agree it would not be used for rental. You would not expand it unless you came back to the board, and you would use it for family use only. Correct?
Yeah.
You okay
Yeah,
with that?
Right. Correct.
Any other questions? Anyone got any questions? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion
Go ahead. Take it.
Mr.
Second.
Prince made a motion to approve, but I'd back that up, Mr. Prince, with, under the understanding that it's for family use only, no rentals, and if he expands, he'd have to come back and see us.
You okay with that? Andrew, you got that? Okay, any questions? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? All right, we'll have a motion, have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. You got 5 votes for and 1 abstain. It passes under those
Thank
conditions.
you.
Okay?
Yep.
Great. If you have any questions, then you can ask our staff later on.
Who?
If you have any questions about our motion, then you can ask staff later on.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Good
Thanks.
deal. You're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 3 is presented by Steve Hall, representing Arco Builders, Inc., requesting a parking variance for a new building to be located at 1760 North Eastern Boulevard in a B3 zoning district.
My name is Erin Jones, and I'll be representing Mr. Steve Hall and Arco Builders.
Okay. All right. You want to tell us what you want to do?
Yes, sir. So we're requesting a variance for 50 parking spaces at our project location, which is 1760 Northeastern Boulevard. Our project is going to be a Sunbelt rental facility that is heavy equipment rental. And we've been told that we will be required to have 74 parking spaces, and we just believe, based on the number of staff members and the daily customer load, that we will not need that many, that our 24 that we are currently showing will be sufficient.
Okay, of the 11,912 square feet, approximately how much of it is office, and approximately how much of it is warehouse?
Approximately 25% is office space. It's
25%?
Yes, it's
Okay, so
almost
that puts it maybe, what, 3,000 square feet?
Yes, yes, sir.
And the balance is warehouse?
And yes, 9,000 square feet would be warehouse.
Okay, so that, with that, you just don't need as much parking,
Yes, sir.
right?
There is approximately 6 staff members for the building, so, they won't need a lot of parking.
Okay, all right,
Where is
okay.
Where is on Northern Boulevard?
It's on the northeastern bypass there.
Yeah, where?
Just before you get off, 231.
Yeah, it's on the right before you get off, right there by Carol's. Isn't that near Carol's Carpet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any questions, board members? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept her request for a parking variance as presented.
Okay, have a second? Second, Mr. Prince. Any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. You approve?
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. Item 4 is presented by Alicia Gensler, requesting a special exception for a mobile home for living purposes to be located approximately 1,800 feet east of Old Wetumpka Highway and 1,100 feet north of Jack Drive in an Ag 2 zoning district. Mr. Roten?
My name is Ray Roten. I'm the owner of 4105 Old Wetumpka Highway. Purchased it in 2015. When I purchased the property, it had a house. When I purchased it, a house had been built on it that had burned down, and but it had water and sewer, not sewer, but water and power. And what we're requesting is a special exception to let Alicia Gensler and her husband move their home on a site where the house was originally there. And it's 1,800 feet from the Old Wetumpka Highway and 1,000 feet from Jack Drive. Those of you who knows where Jack Drive is. So it's away from any other homes. There is a home close by, but it's away from the main part of Madison Park. So we're requesting a special exception for her to put her home on this site.
I don't know what that is. Ray, what is that?
Treatment plant.
That's what?
Water treatment plant.
Water treatment. Oh, it's right across the street from water
I'm
treatment.
sorry, I didn't understand the
Yeah.
question.
Bo asked me, what is that across from the site? And that's a water treatment plant, right?
It's Montgomery Water
The,
Works.
the water plant's on one side, and Larry Wright is on the west side, residence, and then on the other side is just woods. And the river's on the the river's on the other side.
Is that Jack Drive in front of this property? Is that Jack?
No, Jack Drive's all the way across from the water board. That was a question Miss Ingram asked me when I was there, and
Yeah.
it's all the way on the other side of the water board property.
So it's, what is that, an access easement that gets to that property?
We have an easement. That was a property that was platted called Swanner Storage. It's plats in 10-acre lots, and there's an easement for a road that goes all the way to my property and through my property. There's 6 other 10-acre parcels on my property.
Yeah. The reason I asked the question is if that was a paved road, how far back from that paved road would the mobile home sit? But it's not a paved road.
It's a maintained road. It's a gravel road going to this property, but not a paved road.
Okay.
Jack Drive is a paved road,
Is it a public road or a private road?
private road.
Private road. I got you. Okay. All right. We just don't like to see mobile homes sitting right up on the edge of the front of a public road.
It's 1,800 feet from a public
Yeah.
road.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any questions, board members?
So what's the relation between, you're the landowner, but who's gonna be living there?
Miss Gensler back here, she's worked for me for years, and she wants to move her home there. She and her husband want to live there with their 2 children, which one is a dog and one is a cat. So it's not going to bother anybody. There've been no children standing out in the road waiting for the buses in the rain. So
For rental purposes, anything like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. She's going to own the mobile home, right?
oh yeah, she already
Yeah.
owns it, and she's already paid for it. It's her home.
Well, a
And
question
I'm
we
letting
always
her.
ask is it going to be used for rental purposes?
I'm used for what?
Rental.
Residence, yes.
Rental.
Yes.
Rental. Is it
No,
gonna-
no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, we always ask that question.
I don't have my hearing aids in, I'm sorry.
Not for rental purposes.
Not for rental property, no. No,
Okay.
no rental property.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve as requested.
Motion approved, Mr. Holmes, have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Robinson. Any further questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Mayor?
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Item 5 is presented by Goodwin Mills and Kaywood, representing Baptist Healthcare, requesting a front yard variance for an addition to the building located at 2105 East South Boulevard in an O2 zoning district.
My name is Judy Jones with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood, and on behalf of Baptist Health, we are here to request a variance. There's an urgent need in this area to meet the needs of the community. And I believe, Mike, if you would pull that other rendering up. Well, excuse me. So you will see if you kind of move it up a little bit. Come, keep going up just a little bit. Okay, right there. And as you can see, this is for additional bed space. When they've had so many people come into the emergency room, they have them in the halls, and this is just to meet the needs of those that may need to go. I don't know if you've ever, hopefully you haven't had to go to see anybody, but they're doing this for the community. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions, board members? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion approved, Mr. Holmes, have a second. Mr. Burke, seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Recuse? No. Everybody in favor, raise your hand. All right. Anyone recuse? One recuse.
Thank
You
you.
good? Thank you, Judy. Yeah.
It's not your money.
Hey, Quinn.
It's not your money though. It's not your money. You're not gaining by it. You work for, you might get somebody, but you think it ain't.
Otherwise, she gets on to me for not making sure she gets all her numbers right. That's a much-needed facility, I'm telling you. Item number 6 is presented by David Sumner, requesting a side yard variance for a detached accessory structure to be located at 655 Hubbard Street in an R75S zoning district. Mr. Sumner?
Good evening. Am I coming through? Can you hear me? Good. Yes, David Sumner. Just asking for a variance on the side easement. So I discovered recently that there used to be a driveway, or at the top of my driveway where the parking pad is, there used to be a garage. It was torn down by a previous owner. So I'm looking to rebuild it, hopefully on the same footprint or similar footprint as far as its location to the side property line. It's kind of standard for homes in that area that the driveways and those accessory structures are usually built right along the property line. So I'm here just requesting that variance to be able to do that.
Okay. Well, we notice it's a gable roof, right?
Yes, it is.
And so that water's going to, unless you have gutters, that water's going to flow onto your adjacent property owner.
Yes.
So you're going to have gutters,
Yep. That's the
and you'll
plan.
have to make the commitment you'll keep your water off of your adjacent property owner.
Understood.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
You okay with that?
Yes, I am.
But gutters and downspouts are going to be required.
Okay.
Okay.
I've added gutters.
Take it to the
rest of
rear,
my
take
house.
it to the front.
What's that?
Take the water to the rear, to the front
Okay.
on your property. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions, board members? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Reese, motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Holmes, seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. You got it.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Be careful about that water. Item 7 is presented by Larry Speaks and Associates, representing Paul and Carolyn Vaccaro, requesting a front yard variance for an addition to the dwelling located at 2203 Hampstead Mews in an R60S zoning district. Hello, Mr. Speaks.
Mr. Stanley, how are we doing this
Good.
evening? Stephen Speaks with Larry Speaks and Associates, representing Paul and Carolyn Vaccaro. They are proposing to add a garage addition onto the front of their house. They've got an odd-shaped lot. It's a little trapezoid-shaped lot, and with the addition onto the front, and I've got a little bit better picture here, with the addition out to the front, one corner of the garage addition will clip the 20-foot building setback line on the Hampstead Mews side, where it all comes to a point. I know you're looking at that upside down there, but they have talked to the neighborhood association. They've got a letter saying they're in agreement with it. They've also talked to the neighbors around them, and they're all in agreement with the addition.
Okay. Board members, you do have a copy of the letter here. All right, any questions? Anyone care to address this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved, Mr. Reese. Any have a second? Second. Mr. Brent, seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Okay.
Thank you,
sir.
gentlemen. Thank y'all for making it too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. We do our best, Stephen. Got a very loyal group here. Item number 8, presented by Jasmine Martinez. Requesting a special exception for a mobile home for living purposes to be located on the west side of Casada Ferry Road, approximately 800 feet south of Maddox Court in a flood hazard and R50 single-family residential zoning districts. Ms. Martinez?
She's Jasmine Martinez. My name is Barbara Turner. I'm just trying to help her to translate
Okay.
them.
Okay.
They're trying to get a permission for get a the mobile home and get a mailbox. And if you can approve it, put a little bit on the front because they got a 500 feet. Then it's all the way on the back. Then they can approve a little bit on the front.
Okay.
About 350.
Okay. At least, you'll be at least 500 feet from the front property line.
Yes.
Okay? That's important. Okay? And will you use it for rental purposes or your own personal use?
No, this is gonna leave that's her husband, and 2 kids.
No,
It's a
not for
family.
rental.
Yeah, it is.
Okay? All right. Any questions? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Mr. Holmes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Robinson. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. You're good?
Thank you.
All right. That concludes all of those agenda items. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Make a motion to approve the last minutes from the last meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Motion to approve is from Mr. Robinson, second from Mr. Prams. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.